One of the main sort of areas for vertical farming and controlled environments is leafy greens. They're short cycle, they have a high demand, and they have, large variability when they're field born in terms of the quality, but also where they're being brought in from at different times of the year. So by being able to have that consistent local production is really important. So we've done a lot of focus on lettuces and brassicas within our trials between VF and Zayndu. We've seen the biggest yield improvement. I'll say it as a scientist, I'm sure Alberto, you'll agree with me that when you see the biggest number, it's not always the consistent number, but the biggest number we've seen is a 34% yield improvement.
Yeah, it was not consistent. It happened once. But it was.
But we average a 15% yield improvement, which is still a huge amount. And when you can uplift your yields by 15% on average, that's a massive benefit to the producer, because you're looking at basically 15% more crop per cycle. And whether that's through shortening the cycles, so that's one real benefit that we've seen through using Zayndu technology, is we can shorten the grow cycle. And even knocking a couple of days off a short cycle crop like a lettuce or a brassica, you're looking at, you could add an extra cycle into a year. And if you're looking at, say, anything between, say 500 grams of product in that cycle in a set area, then you've got an extra half kilo a year.
I think another interesting thing that we've been able to find together and to investigate is this sort of flexibility in using the technologies together, which having a plant that grow faster. That means that you can or harvest earlier, but because you reach the specs a couple of days earlier, because we'll know that the retailers want the specs. So you reach the specs a couple of days earlier, it's a clear advantage. Or in case if you have different crops that might have maybe a bit more loose specification, you can wait a bit more and harvest at the same time, but having more biomass, more marketable yield, as we say. So I think that was one of the key in the last few years, understanding what is this flexibility, understanding how to use it, depending mainly on business models or depending on customer specifications, really.